All right, welcome back for Howie Linux. Where we talk about a lot of things on here. Today's show is going to be pretty diverse. D, you should have the notes so you can hop in where you feel like it on the
Pretty
topics.
diverse.
D, you should have the notes so you can hop in where you feel like it on these topics. And from there, we'll go and um, trying to expand some knowledge here. So, first things first, housekeeping. You can find us everywhere on social media at Women in Linux. In terms of how to connect with us, you can connect with us on Slack. If you connect here, that's how you can connect with us on Slack, Facebook, um, Instagram, LinkedIn as well. You can also hit us up via email. You can also donate with your time, money. You can get your company to do the donation with a match. Oh, we also have an Amazon Smile as well too. So if you buy stuff on Amazon, proceeds. I think it's the change that goes to Women in Linux. And if you just don't want to do any of that, you can shop. You can hit up all the products here for our 5th year anniversary. If you want something else, you can reach out to D because there are some things that we do have that are not on the site. We got shirts, we got unisex shirts, raglans, and we have some t-shirts as well too. D is wearing a raglan now. Um, and it comes in different sizes
They're
for
unisex, so it
every
makes it easier.
every person in terms of like in your bust area, stomach, arms,
It's unisex, so it's
especially
really
around the arms. Some t-shirts you go to put them on and you just be in the t-shirt mode like this. You were like can't get out of it. So yeah, we don't have shirts like that. Um, and then last but not least, if you want to uh, do uh, something with Women in Linux, that's a possibility to like to do uh, a meetup or a come and talk or give a presentation or something like that, and we can discuss that more um, off camera or via email. Next thing and last but not least is don't forget to like, subscribe, uh, notification, tweet, retweet. Make sure that everyone knows about it that's in your circle. Each one teach one, right? So let's get cracking today. D, did you get a chance to look at the link real quick just so you can see
I
what's going
did.
on, what's
I
happening?
I did look, just give it a brief
Oh,
brush
and
over.
I'm gonna have to do something here because I can't hear you talking.
Really? Is
I'm
that
gonna
do
have
can I get a
to
one
come
in the
like
comment
this
section
way
if you can hear me?
and turn my sound up here. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, because I was talking and we were talking over each other, so I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, I couldn't hear you. I had my sound turned
Okay,
up.
because I was saying that the shirts are unisex and they're roomy. Um, that's what I was saying. But
Oh,
you were talking over me, so I was just like, something's going on, but she
yeah, I
doesn't
couldn't
check
hear.
the private chat. So thank you, Adele, that you can hear me and I'm not crazy.
You are. It's okay though.
You know
So
what? Don't be telling my
Hmm. So let's get started. So I don't know. We always talk about making your investments and so forth and so on. And I've been talking about this for a while. Um, but so I was looking at a couple of videos this week, and and I wanted to tie this into tech stocks and jobs, but I didn't get a chance to. But we could do that here too. But Choice Hotels, I've been knowing about this for a while. I've mentioned this before. So, say you make your money or whatnot, or you start an investment group, or you start an investment fund, and you want to get into the hotel business. Choice Hotels is one. Let me look on my list of other hotels that were on Choice, Best Western, and Hotel Six. Or some of them, and the Wyndham is another one. before you can get to set up your venture into investing in hotels. So with Choice, they have a diversity situation. One of my guy friends was telling me about, the guy was reaching out to them. They were waiving certain fees because they're just wanting to get more diversity in the actual arena of investing in hotels. I think the other one is it. What's the name of it, Dion? Is it NACA? Is that what it is? Where you can learn
NABHOOD,
about
the
NABHOOD. Yeah, NABHOOD. NABHOOD.
National Association of Black Hotel Owners, and Andy is the president over there out of Miami.
Right, NABHOOD. Um, it looks like they got a ownership and investment summit coming up from October the 6th to the 18th in Miami at the Marriott. So it may be something you may be interested in. Here's like looks like what they got as a summit trade show, as well. And this gets into, when I think of hotels, I always think of, what's the one here, Innisbrook,
In this book, yeah, that is I want to say Sherry Johnson. Is that Bob Johnson's wife name?
ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
Yeah, Innisbrook, golf resort.
She has,
She has
it's
a
like
few,
Salamander is like the over her big company.
right? And so this is local here in Florida. She has a couple of other ones as well too that are black owned golf resorts. They do have hotels on them as well too. But just to, when you're thinking about, your investment, start look. I look at, investments like this. So NABHOOD, that conference is coming up, and D can drop these links. We also have Innisbrook, and you can, and this is what I like to do with someone who's already done it, is go follow their model. What was the blueprint? How did they get to it, and so forth. And I'm pretty sure on her on YouTube, there's been several interviews with her on it.
Oh
I
yeah.
know it has because I've watched them. And then we got choice hotels as well. And then there's also this YouTube clip on Earn Your Leisure with Devon Reeves. I haven't finished it yet, but she really gets into talking about um, how she got invested into buying hotels and what her journey was and so forth. And then last but not least, our favorite guy, Ben Mala. It's not for sensitive ears, for the faint at heart, but he actually goes over and talks about, how he buys hotels. Like, what I think the latest one was him trying to buy this $10 million hotel in an online auction, and walking through how he analyzed it and so forth. So there's just a couple of things to look at when we're talking about, okay, well, how do we increase our investment? Where can we put our money at and so forth. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Again, check out NABHOOD um, if you want to know a little bit more. Let me see. Um, so
Just real quick, one
go
thing
ahead.
that I like about, buying into like a hotel, if you're not doing a boutique situation, and you can buy into a boutique hotel situation as well, but you're buying into the system. And so, that's why you pay your franchise fees and things of that nature. And so that way you're not going in blind. You have the support of the big company. So say it's Choice Hotels, you have the infrastructure in place to
Hey,
be
what's going on?
successful.
Right. Um, you keep going, D. I'm just clicking on my links that I have.
No, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to make that point, is that you're just not out there on the island. You are buying into a system, and they want to see you win. And I think NABHOOD is a great um, resource in order to go in and just get a feel for that. Go to a website, read it, look at some of their past stuff on YouTube. Really good stuff.
All right, so I found these links on my search here. One was close that down. One was how to start a black owned hotel. They go into couple of things about it. As you can see here, I talk about this all the time. How to start a black hedge fund, right? So I'm still doing pulling all my research together for that, but just without going deep into that, that's one way to protect your assets as well too. Inside that hedge fund. But check out this link here, and then this one here. This one is 10 international black-owned resorts and hotels that are worldwide, and they go over across the globe about different hotels and so forth. So you might want to check that out as well too. All right, and don't forget that you can uh, even acquire some hotels and rent out the rooms as condos, or you can, what I'm saying, you can do an Airbnb, so you don't have to wait for, somebody to, travel to your location. I mean, be in a situation where somebody's traveling to a location. You could be in a situation where you're, being proactive, where you're putting yourself out there on Airbnb or corporate rentals or something that right there. It's more than one way to get money off of that property. Um, the other one that I wanted to get into was SBA loans. So you're like, okay, yeah, you talk about all this stuff about hotels and so forth, but how do we get into SBA loans? So I pulled down some. Go ahead. You were saying something, D?
Nope.
Oh, I pulled down a list of cities. We're gonna start with Atlanta first, and then move into Austin and Miami. So the reason why I mention that is because you can get an SBA loan to invest into your hotel. But you need to know how, what you need to qualify for it. Like I think from one of the videos, it was like investing into a hotel, which is really is a motel, is starting at 450,000. But then you want to be on the upper end of some of those hotels, like your Wyndhams, your not Hotel Six, but Best Westerns, and there are different models in those as well too. But there's a difference between a Best Western model, and then there's a difference between a Hotel Six model. Where you look at like the Marriotts and so forth, they got, they have their points, they have a model that they follow versus, your Hotel Six, they don't really have a model like that. But also, what came out of those talks is location. Where's the location of those hotels? That's really going to drive your revenue as well. So I advise you to look up like the Small Business Administration for the cities that you want to make investment in. Let me blow this up some. So as you can see here, like SBA achieves historic small business lending for fiscal 2020. Veterans, women-owned entrepreneur forum presentations, and this right here is just in Atlanta. And then they get into funding programs, loan, investment capital. You take a look at it. They got grants. You may be doing an investment in a hub zone, like you may be looking to build something in a hub zone that may be zoned for a hotel or a motel or something like that. But just some things to think about. Um, do you want to get into what we're talking about when we're talking about zoning? Do you want to pull up something on that?
You can pull up the map since you already have it on there. If you go back to the SBA page that
Oh,
you were on,
all right.
and you go to go in the search bar and pull up zoning or hub zone, and it should pull up maps. Just go up to the search bar,
What
and
search
we're
bar?
next to login,
Uh,
and type in hub zone map, and it should bring up the map.
yeah, I figured one gonna bring it up on there.
Let me see if I can go and grab
Yeah.
it. I am trying not to, um, since
Uh,
I am
Here it is right here. I knew it was gonna
awesome.
bring it up on there.
Thank you. because my computer, if you guys don't hear it, it is screaming right now.
All right, so let's do this. I don't know if y'all ever looked at the Hub Zone map. All right, so let's go, and they have it here.
That's their ledger.
What their legend is, but let's even go back up. Oops, to Atlanta. All right, all right. Come on, filter in. You can
Go ahead
do
and
it.
type Atlanta, Georgia, in the address, and it'll take you there quicker.
I didn't want to go all the way into Atlanta.
That's
I
all
just
right.
want.
You can be able to zoom out. It's gonna take you to the area and
Yeah,
zoom out.
I didn't want to go in that far, but as you can see, I wanted to do Georgia itself.
Okay, just scroll back out. Zoom out.
All right, you can see the outlines here, up here. All right, so now you can see like where hub zones are on it, but where it gets into um we start talking about hub zone loans, right? So see under the small business administration right here, hub zone program. All right, Hub Zone program fuels small businesses to grow in historically underutilized businesses with a goal. And then they have, what the qualifications are, how to maintain that Hub Zone qualification, and so forth, and things that you need. So you can, you know, you could be looking at something like that. I know in the Biden administration, one of the big things that people were complaining about was the 1031 exchange being taken away. So that's to take care of those that money that you get from selling a property, and I think you get up to I think 6 months or maybe 3 months to take that money and go investing into another property. I think it's equal or greater value or equal or less. I'm not sure. So that you don't have to worry about paying taxes on that money. And I think that's up. Is it up to 10 years or is it up to 20 years? I can't remember on
Or
the
hub zone.
on the 1031 exchange.
Ooh, it might be 20. I have to look that up. I haven't looked that up in a while.
Yeah. So, again, I'm just trying to show you different ways on how you can take your money, make your money work for you, put into vehicles. Again, always seek a CPA to help you structure these or brokerage account or whoever to help you structure your paperwork and make sure that you're not cheating yourself and make sure everybody is on the up and hold them accountable on it, because on all these properties you still got to pay taxes, and the minute you don't pay taxes, then you kind of shooting yourself in the foot. No, kind of, but you are shooting yourself in the foot. So, and then also property preservation, right, is another income revenue there as well too, when you're talking about these different properties that you may put into like a fund or something like that. So um, property management, property preservation, 1031 exchange are all avenues, right? And let me pull up the next city that I had, and you can look and see like the general consensus of the websites. This is Austin, SBA. You can see how they got it laid out, funding. They all pretty much got the same thing. Another thing that you should be looking at is for all the cities that you want to invest in, you should be looking at the city plans, so you can see what the city has planned for the next 10 years. And the reason why you want to go look at that is because now you know where the money is going to eventually flow to. So you can say, okay, the money's going to flow here in the next year or two, or this is going to be where the money is flowing for this particular area, and so forth. So when you're looking at this, you want to look at city plans for whatever city that you're deciding to invest in. Again, and having a rapport and start talking to people and having some type of um, contact with them, right? So you can, end up pushing your plans through and so forth and so on. So this is one just for St. Pete. They like have a affordable housing plan, but then you see they got St. Pete 2050, right? And their vision for St. Pete for 2050, right? So we're in 2021. So they already have a vision plan. So now you got to figure out like what, where do you fit in into that vision, or what you would like to see, and what areas they're planning on coming down with new construction or work for the city in terms of new piping, new zoning in that city. Keep up with the zoning guidelines for for the different cities as well too that you'd like to invest in. So zoning, let's do zoning Atlanta, right? So if you go here, uh and we can do anyone, but you get a chance to see like what the different zonings are. What's the brownfield program, maps and population, economic development, housing maps, nature and urban ecology, neighborhood planning units. All right, so you want to keep up with like, because the zoning changes over time. Like you may have a property that's an example for us, may be zone NT1, but they came out with a new zoning, so that property may be zone NSM. So you get a chance to look at that what can you do on that property? Could you build a house on that property? Could you put a landing strip on that property if it's big enough? How many people can live on that property? How big of a unit or structure can you build on that property? These are just different things you need to be aware of when you're looking at it. This still gets into the hotel situation too, because some properties may not be zoned for commercial or may not be zoned for a hotel or whatnot. So you have to look at that and see what that looks like. So location is everything. All right. Um, Another one that I found was, if anybody who is in Stonecrest in Atlanta, I talked about this before. I posted this as well too. They're working on the Black Wall Street project in the city of Stonecrest, and they're doing their videos all online and recording them. You can join them and talk to them live in the chat about what you would like to see, what's going on, what changes would you like to see in terms of what type of food, restaurants, or buildings or structures or what have you that's coming in there. They're working with 300 acres on this particular project. You see, you can go here and type in Stonecrest, Black Wall Street right there. You see, it comes right on up. And so here's the new Black Wall Street that they're talking about doing. Uh, the market, what does that look like? And they have these meetings every, I think it's every week or every other week that they're doing this. But you get a chance to, if you're in ever get a chance to go to Atlanta, you can check it out. You see the new Black Wall Street to open Labor Day weekend. Um, and then they just gave a little bit idea about what they're doing, what kind of education projects that they're putting in, what kind of startup projects that they're looking to pour into that area. If you're not aware of it, is that area in Atlanta is outsiders right before Conyers, or to me it's still Conyers, but whatever. Um, it's 94% black, so check it out. All right, and then I here's another website that you can use for cities. It's datausa.io, and you can go in and you can find out like what the median income and property value here is. Now, of course, this is going to change, depending on subdivisions or whatnot. But this just gives you, when you're looking at, you want some quick facts, you want some quick figures. This is just one way to utilize it, just to give you some information on it. Like, They go into the economy of it. They're breaking down median household income, wages and gender in the comments, what type of jobs are in the area, what are most people working, this, that, and other. So it just gives you a little bit insight into what's in the area, what's going on. And then if you look at the city planning, then you can then say, okay, this area is going to change because we know this is coming. And so now you can start, buying your property, or, looking at buying land, or look at renting houses out, or Airbnb, or putting in a storefront or a plaza in those areas. So that's how I looked at it. Drop a one in the comment section if you're feeling like this is cool. What are your thoughts here? And are there any questions at all as well? All right. So, see, that was the city planning. Oh, so now I want to transition over into what I wanted to do earlier, and let me know what y'all think about this information. Let me pull up my Slack, and let me pull it over to my other side. There were some things that got posted this week in Slack that I really wanted us to highlight on. And D, you can go into government contracting, because this is where I'm headed, into government contracting. Like, just an general overview of how to get set up. Like, where would you start? D, are you there?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a question for me as far
yeah,
as government contracting? Where
yeah.
would I start?
Where would you start? Like, well, if I need to create an LLC, or do I need to get my all these local certifications, or what information would you start with?
First of all, I would go to my local municipality, the city or the state, and I would pull up their government contracting uh, entity. Maybe it's like for us, it may be the city of Tampa or Hillsborough County. And what I would do is see what kind of certifications that they have available and look at those requirements. And based on those requirements, if I don't have an established business, I would use those requirements as my checklist and reach out to the local PTAC. That's the title that they have, and so that I have somebody to kind of guide me through those things.
What
um,
is a PTAC?
I don't know. It's a like I don't know the what the acronym stands for, but basically the role of the PTAC is like your business advisor. What their role is they help walk you through the process of getting certified within that local municipality. I hope you are pulling it up because
I,
I'm
I,
like
I, I thought
some
you
acronyms too.
I thought you was gonna do that. Right here.
So So it's a procurement technical assistant center, but it's usually your PTAC as an individual.
Right here. A PTAC counselor can help you determine if your company is ready for government opportunities and how to best position yourself to succeed.
Right. And so they help you, they're your connector. So if they have any resources within that municipality, they tell you about any events, networking events, they hook you up with any people, they let you know the best certifications for your business at the moment. They ask you a whole bunch of questions. Before the pandemic, they would meet with you personally. Now they probably do that virtually, but everything is kind of changing. But it's good
Mhm.
enough. It's good to have, but in my experience, um, they're really strong coming out of the door, and then they kind of falter off. So you have to definitely stay in contact with them. But the biggest thing I would say is like as far as government contracting, after using those requirement lists as a checklist and filling those things out, just networking. And it's a great thing that you can do virtually because each agency, whether it is the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, if it's NASA. We talked about DISA last week. They all have uh, they all have different agencies, and they're all looking for different things, and that gets into the SBIRs and all that stuff, which we touched on last.
SIBRs, BAAs.
Yeah, the SIBRs, and so um, I mean, it's one of those things that can be a black hole. And from what I've noticed is that, with government contract starting out, everybody wants to go for the what they call the low hanging fruit. But just as much energy as you need to get to fill out a contract for the low hanging fruit is, the energy and effort you can be putting into these multi-million dollar contracts. So don't get caught up with looking for the low hanging fruit, and show up. Make sure that you're going to these meetings with, with within your local municipality, your suppliers meetings, your city meetings. If you're looking for contracts and say that you do e-waste, you go to those meetings, and if they're doing pre-planning meetings, and you ask questions and you stay in people's face, because once you are there, they're going to know, they want to know you. They want to know what you're about. And also join networking groups that specialize in government contract. It may be a situation where you can go ahead and partner up on some things. If you're just now if you're getting into it, whether it's in a research capacity, whether it's a connector, there's just so many avenues to go in. But for me, I will start with the local municipalities, because those contracts are smaller, and but also those agencies like your school districts, your trash, your trash departments, and all those things. They have budgets within inside the department, so they can write a check quicker than maybe the federal government or your state. So that's what I feel.
Okay. So to add to that is you also need to, after you start talking with your PTAC and getting your certifications and structuring your business properly, you will probably need a business account as well too, some type of business credit card, checking and savings if you want to, but something somewhere where you can establish yourself. Another one is you need a capability statement. You need to pretty much summarize who you are, what and how. What gets included on that capability statement is what we call NAICS codes, um, and so those NAICS codes can be they can fall under many of different items. We have one for our NAICS code, but let me see if they got one that can show you like a list. Like, yeah, right here. So like code 11, agriculture and forestry, administrative support, and so forth. So they have a whole list of codes and so forth. And these codes right here come up on Beta Sam. So that's why they got these codes listed like this. Our codes will be listed another way. Let me see. Let's see if it's gonna get, yeah, it's gonna still take me here. But our codes will be listed in a different format. But this is right here is what you'll use on Beta Sam in order to look up or filter on something. So say you want to look up contracts that deal with healthcare from an IT perspective or something like that in a particular agency, you can go and filter on 62 and then keep filtering down on the different agencies that you want to work with, whether it's Army or Navy or something like that. And what I'm talking about is so it's SAM now. I think it's SAM.gov now. Um, See here contract opportunities and so forth. And then you can come in. I mean, if you get an account, you get logged in and you can select, uh, what you want to see in terms of a search um, keyword there, and then the different filters that you want to have. So it's not pulling down for me. I probably need to be logged in order to do this. Filter by organization. All right, here we go. So here, U.S. courts or agency international or agriculture or something like that. Like you can keep going and drilling down into different domains. But once you get logged in, you get more than just this right here. Just after you have an account. All right, so I brought up some stuff. I don't know if you all saw this posting this week. This is just for 2020. Right? This ain't 21. Where we're talking about they hit a record. The Pentagon hit a contracting record of 445 billion, and it's going to be more than that come for 2021 when we get through, with everything. But this just gives you an idea of like, where spending is at, what how much it is, right? It says for fiscal 2021, the DoD is authorized for $704 billion. That's down from fiscal for 713 billion dollars, right? So if you can just get 1% of that, I think you'd be all right, right? Um, on here, they also talk about on this link here with that PTAC, they talk about your certifications that you can get. So you can get your local certifications, like for the state of uh, Virginia or Florida. You can get your certifications locally for the state, but then there's federal things that you may need as well too. And after you get your capability statement, you get your with your NATS codes and so forth. Let me pull up this other one here. I wanted to show you this. So just on a quick brief search on Apple, um, I follow these guys here, the Government Contracting Officer Podcast and GovCon Giants are the two that I follow. I don't follow these other ones. Not saying anything bad with them. I just never followed them. All right. So when you start talking about like what the you could get a contract to supply gym equipment. You can get a contract to pick up gym equipment or to clean the gym or clean the pool. And you can even do social media posts and so forth with government contracting. So there's always just different things that you can get involved with when it comes to government contracting. Go ahead, D. You were
I'm
saying something?
thinking.
Okay. All right. So I want to pull this up too. All right. The U.S. Department of Commerce, U.S. Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo announces a $3 billion investment into American communities. I don't know if you all saw this when it's posted. What does that look like? It says from President Biden, rescue plan to help communities across the country build better. The EDA investment is the largest economic development initiative from the Department of Commerce. You think the cities, like the local municipalities, are not going to get part of this money and look to invest with that? And then they have what that looks like. Build a better regional challenge, 1 billion. Good job challenge, 500 million. Economic adjustment assistance challenge, 500 million. Indigenous communities, 100 million. Travel, tourism, outdoor recreation, 750. Statewide planning, research, and network grants, 90 million. So be a part of the solution. Notice of fundings for each program will be released shortly. Please visit eda.gov, ARPA for the latest news and announcements. Check out Economic Development Administration. Let's go click on that. Let's see. All right, in here they talk about U.S. Department of Commerce invests $7.6 million to upgrade critical infrastructure at the port of Alaska. 4 million for the CARES Act. And then they just have just different topics that they have programs under here as well too. Funding opportunities. Let's go on funding opportunities. On the funding opportunities, they talk about the 3 billion there. Economic adjustment assistant, that's rolling. Travel and tourism, that's rolling. And then between 2012. Okay, here's the phases of their releasing where this money is being released. All right, so that gives you an overall idea of like what's out there, right? When you check it out right here, let's see. U.S. Department of Development Administration has published the FY21 Build to Scale, or B2S, program notice of funding opportunity, making 38 million in federal funds available to build regional economies through scalable startups. So here's your business idea. Let's build the scale. Let's go check it out. Here it is, build to scale. Build to scale programs, regional economies through scalable startups, through venture challenge and capital challenge, and learn more about of the full funding opportunity. So here you go. If you want to start a company and what that could look like for you. The next one that I want to show was this happened back in June, but I don't know if anybody took the stab at this and looked at it. How to get a job at a $5.27 billion cloud company such as HashiCorp, and it plans to hire 500 workers this year. I don't know if y'all even saw that. It's posted in general. So that's just another one. Let me see. I'm just going through all the things that I know I never got a chance to really really talk on. This happened back in April here. Elon Musk for SpaceX wins $2.9 billion NASA moon landing contract. Right. So the money is out there. Right. Here's another one that I want to talk about. I'm just going up. These are just all in Slack. Right. I just want to make sure we know what we're looking at. All right, so this one is from the Army. The Army awards $2.4 billion National Cyber Range contract. Right. Um, what does that look like? What does it mean? Dee could post that link there. I'll put it on the document. Um, D. There you go. It's on there at the bottom. Uh, Let me get back to this Slack, and yep, there we go. Yeah, that was it. Is that it? 2.4. Yep. Let me go back and unfilter stuff and then make sure I got everything that I want to show in terms of government contracting, setting yourself up. Um, how do you even start and begin? Who do you contact? Remember, always the network. You never know what somebody is doing. You never know who's looking to hire your company to do the work. Um, and let me double check everything. Um, Here we go. Here, internships are the primary mechanism to expand federal cyber workforce, says Partnership for Public Service CEO. So they're probably looking to start internships. Um, let me see. Make sure I got everything. Oh, here. I don't know if y'all saw this. CACI gets $496 million Air Force contract for automated system testing. Right? Automated system testing. Um, they want to modernize it, bring it up to speed, and this was through CACI. CACI was one of the 144 vendors selected by the Defense Intelligence Agency in March to participate in the $12.6 billion Solutions for Technology Enterprise 3 contract. In 2019, the company was awarded a $880 million task order. Right. So we're talking about big numbers here, right? Big numbers. Uh, I think that was it. I think that was everything. In terms of in setting yourself up to invest in hotels. What can that money look like? Where can you get money from? The city planning, how to look out for those cities, where you would want to put something at location wise, future plans for different areas. and as well as how do you use and get into government contracting in order to help increase your wealth, right? Or ownership, if you prefer to look at it that way. Any questions, D, that we got in the comments? I don't see anything.
I was on mute. I think you covered it. At this point, is like, does the listeners, do they have any questions?
Yep.
This is something that me and you discuss all the time. And like I said, it could be a black hole of research if you are not sure about how you want to enter the government contracting space. And
And
so, go ahead.
I'm gonna see if I can get Eric Coffee on our podcast. See if he's willing to do something. He gives out a lot of information on in GovCon Giants and as well as in the YouTube videos. I think you can really get started without him, and then you may have particular questions and so forth.
Right.
Um, you say, "May I have a build? May I have a build a scale, please?" I'm not sure what that means. May I have a build a scale, please? I'm not sure what that means. Adele. But again, I wanted you all just to get a glimpse as to the possibilities. Um,
Networking is key, though. I think
yeah,
with it all comes down, even with Eric, it is about networking and being at the right place at the right time, and just chatting it up. You know, you never know what somebody has for you based on your business. And so,
mm,
that's, it could be a sole source contract, which means that you're not up against anybody. And that's because you're the only person that responded. So, you know, it's a lot, but that's something that we can discuss if you guys want to hear more about government contracting, or you want to have a separate session. We can definitely put that together
right,
as well. We enjoy it. It's something that we work on in our for-profit business, but again, like with anything, it's not something that just happens overnight. It's something that we've been building over years, and still growing with that,
right,
because it's putting the right team together and partnership agreements and all that other good stuff. So it's a lot. It's a lot of information, but it's good information. So, if you are anything like me and Tamika, it is like a puzzle. We like putting those puzzle pieces together. We like going forward, and sometimes, everybody doesn't have the tenacity, but when it's down to the wire, we are up writing proposals till 5 in the morning. So, if you're looking for it to be like a quick turnaround thing and you get paid in 30 days, it could be, or it just might not be. So
right.
that's definitely up to you.
And I just want to highlight this here, just different things like see cloud security engineer, 115 to 120 an hour. They're looking for Linux, cybersecurity, and information security. That's it. Let me see. Create and create, refine, drive, review, approval, and maintain appropriate artifacts. And they have their little list of stuff here. That your skills you should be interested in, but it kind of summed it up at the top. And then again, you could go check out these hourly wages. Add do the math on those. What do you think you can live off of? What do you need, and so forth. And I think that's all I have for today. When it comes down to investing and so forth, and what that could look like for you, right? Neek Low, how you doing? How you doing? Well, I think that's all for me. B, anything else?
I don't have anything else. I think you pretty much covered it. Like you said, the housekeeping going out. How can you get experience with the companies that we discuss? Join us at womeninlinux.org. Definitely like you guys to like and subscribe, set your
Retweet.
reminders for the next show. And that's, and also Tam mentioned earlier, like if there's any changes to the time, because we try as hard to start on time as possible, but sometimes we have a little scheduling conflict. It will update you through
Yeah.
that announcement as well. Um, Everything is womeninlinux.org. We do provide one-on-one sessions. Most of them are in 30-minute increments, but you can definitely book an hour slot if needed. And that is at calendly.com/women in Linux. Go ahead and sign up for a session. It's one-on-one. We do career planning. Um, it is, I mean, it's good to know. It's great to come to a meetup, but that one-on-one session is sometimes definitely needed, and a lot of times you just don't want to tell the group what's going on with you, and that's okay too. So we do provide that. We'll probably be expanding those types of one-on-one sessions, um, but the slots do fill up fast based on our scheduling. So I do put those out on a monthly basis. And so get them in, get them quickly as they come out. And I announce that in Slack.
Yeah, and then the other piece to this is make sure that when you come to the meeting, you got your questions because 30 minutes goes quick.
Yes.
The EDA Build to Scale program. I don't remember that link. We have to rewatch the video. Is I don't know if it's on my notes or
I
not.
think she's saying that she found the EDA Build to Scale program, I guess, for her area.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, let's see, for the meetup, we've been meeting up on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the last 5 years. Um, Show up. We talk about Linux. We break down Linux. We have our community event sessions. We try our best to record all of our training. However, sometimes some meetups are just vent sessions, and it's a community safe space. So those recordings, if you don't see a date online, that's probably why, because you just need to show up. A lot of times with our meetups, people are looking for a set schedule every week. But one thing that I love about Women in Linux is that we do everything organically, and the community drives the conversation. So come up, come in, join us. Let us know what you're talking about. It's usually an hour or two, maybe three, depends on if
Hmm.
Tam is on a roll or not. But we definitely have a good time. Let's see. Yeah, you.
Me?
Let's see. We are.
Me?
Oh, also for our meetups, we are looking for, when Tam mentions to donate your time, we are looking for you to share. So if you are new to Linux and want to share your journey, or if you're a career professional and want to share your journey, we're a soundboard for that. So if you've never been recorded, go ahead, come in and talk. Whether it's a lightning talk for 5 minutes or it's a 20-minute presentation, we need you every week. We don't want to definitely teach. I know Tam sometimes needs a break, but we try to bring in speakers as often as possible when they are available. But we definitely want to hear from the community because we've made this for you.
So
Uh,
and
Go
uh,
ahead.
on the other side of that as well too, if you want to come on to the YouTube channel as well too, if you got a topic that you want us to discuss or you want to discuss it, let us know. So that way you can, we can ask you questions.
Yeah, ask you questions. I like that. Let's see. Also, let's see. We are partners with IT Pro TV. We do have a promo code, which is Women in Linux. And so that promo code, Women in Linux, does get you discounted rates on training for IT Pro TV. I enjoy taking IT Pro TV classes. They are
Mhm.
very easy to understand. You can go back, those are real people teaching real things. And like I said, I enjoy the content of IT Pro TV.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm going down my list of things. Hey, you like what you hear? We are a nonprofit, so donate. you can go to womeninlinux.org and click on the donate and help us keep all this stuff going for the community.
Yep.
Even though we are women in Linux, based on our stats, about 30, we got 30% of guys, and we do that because in the tech space, you're not going to be working with all women. It's a rare occasion. So we like to have that mix. We get great feedback. Um, like, subscribe, comment. We'll get back to you. We are growing this channel. This is the first year where we've really been focusing on our content live on YouTube. So if you have a friend, go ahead and get them to subscribe as well. Look at some of these videos. We are trying to do our best I can to grow our community and grow the content and reach as many people as possible. And we need your help to do that.
Yep.
So that is my little
That's all I
last
got.
topic. That's it. That's all I got too.
That's all I got. Well, thank you all for coming out. Catch you next week.
Thank
Bye.
you. See you next week.